Hello survivors. In this video I'd like to talk about a very important topic. Because if you tell anyone that you were in a relationship with a narcissist, especially if you were with them for several months or several years, they're not really going to understand you. They're going to wonder, why didn't you leave? Why did you stay with them for so long? Because they don't understand what the narcissist does. If they could understand that, then they would know why you didn't leave. So that's what I'd like to talk about in this video. I'd like to talk about how the narcissist prevents you from leaving. They keep you from moving on by them doing this. And what they do is they give you false hope. They make you believe something that is not true. They tell you lies. They give you these fake, empty promises. And it leaves you without a conclusion, without resolve. Because normally you might think, okay, this person is bad, they're no good for me, so now I've got to leave. But they create doubt and uncertainty in their victim's mind. They keep you holding on, thinking that at some point things are going to get better. If you would just be patient, if you would just hold on. And that's how they get you to stay in the relationship. That's how they stop you from moving on. Even though things may be very difficult for you, it may be something that you're barely willing to tolerate, but you stick in it because they're telling you things are going to get better. They're trying to change. And after everything that you put into the relationship, all of your time, energy, money, and resources, you're hoping to get a return on that. Because they're making you believe that one day you will get something back. And not only will you get back what you invested, you'll get more. And maybe you don't really care so much about the more. Just as long as you get something back of equal value of what you gave out. Is that not the least that we should hope for in any relationship in our lives? The very least that it should be 50-50. There should be an equal exchange. There should be reciprocation. So they do this. They make you think that if you're patient, it's going to benefit you in the end. So then you stop worrying about it. Whatever they're doing, you just forget about it. You put up with it. Because you're led to believe that things are going to get better. You're going to be rewarded for all of your suffering, for everything that you have to endure. But it's all fake. They are fake. And they are future faking. They're lying. They're promising something about the future just so they can get what they want right now. That's all it is. And it stops you from worrying about what they're doing. Makes you think, yeah, things may be bad now, but in time it's going to get better. It's going to be worth it. Or at least that's what they're making you believe. Because this really is the problem of it all, is that you never actually receive anything. It's always in the future. If you ask them, it's always just wait a few more weeks, wait a few more months. But you never get anything. They never give you anything. And it works great for them. Does exactly what they want it to do. And you have this picture of the future in your head. And it's like no matter what the narcissist does to you, you just tell yourself not to worry about it. Just forget about it because things are going to get better for you. And they put these images in your head. They talk to you about the future. And they will even start the conversation about it with you. Just so they can put these pictures in your mind, so you can imagine it, what it could be like. If you just hold on, if you just put up with it and do what they tell you to do, then you get this fantasy, this dream that they're selling you. Then you'll finally get it. But any time that there was any progress towards the future, it's like it was one step forward, 2 steps back. Whenever there was any progress, they just went right back to how they usually are. They would give you this dream, this fantasy, and then before you know it, they're insulting you again, they're putting you down. There's another argument. Sometimes they would behave really well. And it really made you believe, yes, I've been waiting months. I've been waiting years for this. I put up with so much. I lost all my money, spent it all. Almost lost my own life. But finally, after all of this waiting, now things are getting better. They're starting to change. And then maybe just an hour later, things go right back to normal. They put you up on this pedestal. It's like you're in the heavens. Everything's so perfect. Everything you've ever wished for. It's like finally, you're gonna get it. And then they throw you right back to the ground. And then reality hits you. Do you think all of this work? Now we've got to start all over again. It's just the carrots on a stick. They're just dangling this carrot in front of you. And you're running after it. You're trying to get it. But it's like no matter how fast you run, it just keeps moving further and further away from you. And you're putting in more and more effort to try to get it. But no matter what you do, your efforts are not enough. But this is what they do. They give you this dream as an incentive to make you do things that you wouldn't normally do. If you look back at some of the things you had to do just to get their behavior to improve, just to get them to change, those were things that you would have never normally done. But you did it for them. You did it with the hopes that they would change. And you put all of your time, energy, and money into it. Everything. You gave it all. You gave your best effort. Because you thought maybe one day it's going to come back to you. You're going to get what you want in the end. If you just hold on. But you never got it. You never got anything. Because what they were doing was only intended to mislead you. They just gave you false hope. They planted these false beliefs in your mind. Because no matter what you did, it wouldn't have made a difference. You were never going to get what you hoped for, what you believed in, what you expected, the dream that they sold to you. It was just a fantasy, a shared fantasy. And they were never going to deliver that to you. Never. They just made you believe that maybe one day it's going to happen. They're trying to make it happen. But they were never taking the steps to make it happen. They made you believe that they were. But you never actually saw any real proof that they were. And sometimes there would be a delay. They would stall, they would postpone things. And it got you really worked up. That really upset you. You just wanted it to hurry up. And you just wanted a payout after all of your hard work. So you pressured them into continuing with it, just as they would pressure you to do what they want. Now you're wondering, where's the exchange? What do I get for all of this work? And they acted as though they would deliver it to you if you just stayed patient. If you just give them more time. But that's the whole game. The reason why they delayed it, why they constantly stalled, is so that they could gain more time. Because while they were getting more and more time, you were investing more and more of your time, more and more of your energy, more and more of your money. You were giving it all up to them. Maybe they were living for free. They were living in your home. You were paying for their food. You were paying all of the bills. And they're just sitting there telling you, just be patient. Just hold on. Things are going to get better. I'm going to change. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to make my own money. Just keep doing this for me. Keep doing what I want. And one day you will get everything back. Is what they wanted you to think. The reality is that you just ended up investing more and more of yourself. You invested things that you may have never done if they didn't put you in this situation. And as time went by, you ended up accepting less than you had hoped for. You ended up accepting less than you deserve. Because in the end, you never got what you wanted. Everything they promised you, you got less. Or you got nothing. Because it was all fake. They lied to you. It was all a lie. They were fake. But for many of you, it got to a point where you got fed up. You couldn't take it anymore. You were wasting all of this time, spending all of this money, and you just felt like, I should get something back. Everything I've given out, it has value. They may have minimized its value, but deep down you know that it's worth something. So why shouldn't you get something back for all of your efforts, for everything that you produced for them? Because you did what they wanted you to do. You waited. You stayed patient. You did everything they wanted. So some of you got fed up. You didn't want to wait anymore. They promised to provide something to you, and you just weren't going to have it any other way. You're going to stop giving them everything that you gave them. You're going to cut it off. And yeah, when you go to the narcissist and you say, you're fed up of waiting, you can't be patient anymore. You want a return on your investment. You want that exchange of value. You want something back. And when you go to the narcissist and you make this known to them, that is when they will ghost you. That is when they will disappear. All communication will end. They will cut all contact with you. And if you try and reach out and contact them, they will ignore you. They will block you. Even if you see them in person, they will avoid you. Because it's done. It's over. All of their manipulation, the deception, it's done all that it needed to do. They done all of the faking and lying that they had to do. They made it seem like everything you wanted was going to become a reality. They gave you all of these fake promises. They concealed their faults and mistakes. They concealed their flaws and imperfections. And it made them appear more attractive. It made them seem more interesting, more valuable, more worthy of your time, money. And that's why they did that, is to deceive you, to trick you. But once you start to catch on and you've done all of this work for them, and now you've got your hand out expecting something back in return, you're expecting your payment, your part of the exchange, that's when they ghost you. That's when they're gone, they're out of there, they're nowhere to be found. And at that point, it hits you. You realize, oh, wow, I've just been tricked. I've just been cheated. What a waste of time. What a waste of my energy, my money. For what? For someone's sick, twisted game. They sold you a dream. They got you to believe in it. They gave you this promise, but they never intended to make it a reality. They just did it to get the kind of behavior they wanted from you. But it's a very powerful tactic. It works. It will break you if you let it. It will break your heart. It will crush your soul. And it will just leave you unable to trust anyone after that. Because you trusted them. They may have even told you to trust them. And after you invested so much of yourself, it was like you trusted them more than anyone you had ever trusted in your life. And they did that to you. And that's really the worst part of it. At least from my perspective. I mean, it's one thing you lose your time, maybe even your money, but it's just that trust. When you trust someone and it's not just that they let you down, but they knew what they were doing the entire time. They knew exactly the effects that they were having on you. And they betrayed you. They threw you under the bus. This person who you trusted, who you expected to be there for you. And it was just such a shock. You just couldn't believe it. You thought, of all people in this world, they're never going to do that. They would never do that to me. Maybe sometimes they say the wrong thing. Maybe sometimes they do things that upset me. But if there's one thing they're never going to do, it's that. They're never going to do that. But that's exactly what they did. They broke your trust. They betrayed you. And you thought that was the one person who would never do that to you. But they didn't. They led you to believe in this dream. They kept telling you things are going to get better. But you never saw any real progress. If there was anything, things would always go back to normal. It would just go back to the start. Because they're future faking. They never had any intention of making it happen. They never cared about you. They never cared about your needs. It was all about them. That's why they did it. They did it to make you do more, to put out more, so that they're getting everything that they want. And you're giving it all. And you don't mind giving too. You're happy. You're excited about it. It's not like you're giving resentfully. You are giving with your heart, with all of your enthusiasm. Because in your mind, you think that they deserve it. Because you're looking into the future and thinking about all of the things you're going to get. But little do you know, it's never going to happen. And if you look closely, just look back when they were promising you these things. It's like you can see it in their eyes. When they're putting this image in your head, they're selling you this dream. They're talking about it. And they're making you feel so much joy and happiness. You're smiling. You're laughing. You're so happy. It's like some parents telling their child, it's only a few weeks until Christmas. Not long now, you're going to get your presents. Just be patient. But the narcissist, when they're telling you this, they know you're not going to get anything. And if you really look back, you may remember that when they were telling you this, they were smirking. It's almost like they were laughing at you. At the time, you may have thought they were laughing with you. They were happy for you. But no, if you look back, they thought it was amusing. Because in your head, you think it's going to happen. But they knew all along, you're not going to get anything. You're not going to get nothing. You're just going to get a lump of coal in your stocking. It's crazy. But this is what they do to you. This is what they do. To make you do what they want. To make you put out more. Because they're promising you things. But trust is a big factor in all of this. And the betrayal of your trust. Because you're trusting them naively. It's like very innocent. It shows a lack of experience and judgment. Like you don't really understand them. You don't really know what they're about. You haven't figured them out at that point. And that's why you put everything into it. You give as much as you can. But you never get anything out of it. We cannot change the past, but one thing we can change is the future. And the future starts right now. If you are with someone, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's in a relationship, a friend or family member, a co-worker, whoever it is, you need to look at that right now and you see if there is a equal exchange. Are you getting something back for what you're giving out? Is there an equal exchange of value? Because in any interaction or engagement, you should mirror people. You should mirror what they're giving to you. So if they're giving a lot, you can give a lot. But if they're giving you a small amount, you give the same back. Because then that way, you're not going to run yourself into emotional and financial debt. You're not going to lose a lot. And you shouldn't have to wait for things to get better. Because that's the game they play. Their game is to keep you waiting, thinking that there's going to be an exchange at some point. From now on, do not wait anymore for anyone. If you're giving them what they want and you're not getting what you want, cut that off right now. Just cut it off. Because otherwise, you will get conned. You will get cheated. And you will be deprived of whatever it is that you have. Don't play the waiting game with these narcissists. No more. No more waiting. Because if you're not going to get it now, you'll probably never get it. No more waiting. I want you to put that in the comments right now. No more. No more. Yeah, narcissists will play this game with you. They will use this tactic, future faking. And honestly, I just look at it and I think, it overwhelms me to even think about it. I can't imagine how anyone could do that to someone. How could you put someone through that? Especially when they're doing all of these things for you. They have your best interest in mind. They're trying to build you up. They're trying to make your life better. And all the while, you're promising this stuff with no intention of giving anything back. And as Robin has just commented there, 10 years I've waited, but no more. I just can't imagine it. How can you make someone wait 10 years? It's just crazy. But that's what these people do. But we can't change the past. We can't get that time back. That time is gone. But we can decide now. We can take our power back by realizing that we can create our future right now. It all starts with our awareness and our understanding of what these sick people are trying to do. Because that's what they are. They're sick people. No one normal would ever do that. Never. But this is what they do. And they feel no shame, no remorse. They just don't care. But on the other hand, that's their karma. Someone like that is never going to be happy. They're never going to make anyone proud. But you can. You can move on and have something for real. Instead of a fake relationship with a fake person, you can have a real relationship with a real person. Yeah. I hope this message resonated with you. I know there's so many people out there who have been through this future faking. Many people have wasted their lives with someone who really ain't about shit. They're just talking, just yapping, but you never see nothing. That's all they do, just talk. They can talk the talk, but they can't walk the walk. And when you realize that, it's time for you to walk the walk. It's time for you to walk out of there. Yeah, I hope this message helped. Please give this video a thumbs up, and definitely comment on this one. I'd love to hear from you. I know it's been a long video, so let me know what you think about what I've said. I want to know if it's something that you've experienced. Do you agree with what I've said? And click that subscribe button as well. Then you will get the notifications for my future videos. Thank you all, and have a great day.